The issue is where people have had very recent plan changes, post-earthquake, in an environment that is incredibly uncertain, and anyway, I think we've got some solutions around that one to look at. The other one that I was really concerned about is your rezoning of 23 and 25 Morehouse Ave from Living 3 to B3, which was PC2. You're saying my recollection of that site, the B3 zone, was there were some quite intricate requirements as part of the plan change that went through in terms of, I think, provision of residential or some element of residential. This is on page 2, page 5 of the plan changes right at the top. Can you just help me understand that? I mean, again, it was quite a contentious plan change, I think, at the time. And one of the requirements was that there had to be residential, and what you seem to be doing is removing that requirement.
The current zoning in the city plan is industrial, which a business 3 zone is, and from memory, that plan change was to recognise that those properties were otherwise surrounded by industrial zoned properties, and effectively it acknowledged that that wasn't a suitable environment for residential. There weren't, from memory, any specific provisions. It was simply applying the zoning to those properties from residential to industrial. So
is this on the corner, or is it?
It's close back to the junction of Morehouse Ave and Hagley Ave, from memory.
Can you just follow that up and see if there was any specific conditions when it was rezoned?
Certainly. Yeah.
Great, thank you.
About the Orion site there, it's on page 2. Is that whole site being rezoned commercial as we are now?
No, that plan change rezoned a part of that block for new local centre, but the majority of that block is zoned for residential development.
So it's proposed to change?
No, it's a plan change that went through in 2008, and sorry, I was looking at the wrong one.
So
PC 31, which went through in 2010, was rezoning the land between Pack Street, Madras Street, Purkis, and Cannon Streets, and has been vacant for some time now. And that land, majority of it's zoned residential, and there is a smaller area proposed for already zoned business for a local centre, and what we're doing in terms of the zoning is simply rolling over from what's in the current city plan.
So what does it mean in the existing business 1 zone becomes a commercial local zone?
We're renaming the zones. So,
okay, right, sorry. And, okay, so nothing's actually happening there?
There's been no, there were proposals for temporary workers' accommodation, but I'm not aware of any proposals of late.
So it's residential and has got a commercial?
That's right.
Thank you.
Just a final point on the slides. There was feedback we received about 4 industrial zones that are currently office parks, and those office parks have developed historically. There's Show Place, for example, in Addington, which is a high quality amenity industrial office park, and so we've introduced in the draft before you an office park zone with rules to permit offices and not allow industrial use in those zones, and that's to recognise what's in those zones and is largely developed, and to but not provide for new office parks in the future. The policy direction is to recognise those but not provide for new, and that's because that demand for new offices of a scale, as you see in Show Place, should be directed to the central city. That's the very nature of those businesses, that they tend to serve a headquarter function, and that's the very much the type of business we want back in the central city or in large suburban centres. So the office park zone is a positive outcome in terms of recognising what's on the ground.
Yeah.
Historically, they've been zoned industrial, so business 4. The Wrights Road site is currently vacant. It's not part of the land that's to the north of that along Wrights Road is outside of that Wrights Road Business 4 zone. And the Business 4 zone at 98 Wrights Road hasn't developed as an office park. This office park zone is to recognise existing office parks. It's not to provide for new ones.
That's correct.
That's
yeah.
right, yeah.
Okay. That's the the industrial chapter. I would like to take the opportunity just to move on to the contaminated land chapter. This is not such an intense chapter, and I'm hoping that we can get to the end of it today by 5 o'clock. I am aware that we have a lot of work to fit in before now and Thursday next week, but I hope you'll bear with us as we push on. Thank you.